Good morning. I'm Reverend Jim Wilkins. Thank you for joining us. The scripture this morning is Matthew chapter 4, verse 23 from the Lamsa edition of the Bible. And Jesus traveled through Galilee, teaching in their synagogues and preaching the good news of the kingdom, and healing every kind of disease and sickness among the people. So ends the reading. Since the beginning of history, humans have studied the universe and tried to understand how it operates. Through scientific studies, observation of human behavior, and importantly, trial and error, we have built a set of laws that help us define the order of the universe. The laws are generally divided into two categories. The laws of physics, which are the laws that pertain to the material world and that we can observe and measure, and the laws of metaphysics, which pertain to truths in human nature that we cannot see, but we can observe their results. Another term we use for the laws of human nature we can't see is natural law. In spite of all our studies, many things in the universe are still not understood by man. We don't know why gravity works, or what lives at the bottom of our oceans, or what lives in the far reaches of our universe. We don't understand many illnesses that affect us. We don't fully understand why different people react differently to the same situation. If we combine all the known and the unknown laws of physics and metaphysics, we refer to them as infinite intelligence. The first principle of the United Metaphysical Churches is we believe in God as infinite intelligence. We believe God is the sum total of all intelligence in the universe. Everything in the universe is subject to the laws of physics and the natural laws. The laws are permanent and never changing. Healing at a physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual level is subject to these laws. Understanding and using the laws of physics and metaphysics in our lives is the most helpful thing we can do to understand and live closer to God. Learning to live in harmony with the laws creates a consciousness in which we as individuals can realize the promises of joy, health, and abundance that have been promised by Jesus, Buddha, Mohammed, and every other great teacher. Learning to live in harmony with these laws provides the wisdom and understanding to navigate our way through the difficult and painful times in our lives, physically and emotionally. When you cut yourself, the body starts healing immediately. But to allow optimum healing, you have to do your part. You stop the bleeding, keep the cut clean, and your body's natural tendency is to return to normal, to heal. We understand this is how it works. We believe and have faith from experience that healing will take place. If we break a bone, the doctor sets it, applies a cast, and the body does the rest. Our physical body will heal itself if we do our part. No person can make bones or skin heal. This is truly God's work, or part of infinite intelligence, divine order. We can't see the force that heals, but we know it is there because we witness the healing. Because we can see, we believe and have faith in our body's ability to heal. By trial and error, we have learned how to assist the divine intelligence of our physical being to heal itself. We are an intricate part of the healing that God, infinite intelligence, is capable of. With many physical and emotional illnesses, it is difficult to identify the injury and to understand the cure. A physical, mental, or spiritual wound must be kept clean, just like a physical cut, or it will not heal. A cut on your hand is very easy to identify when it was cut and when it is healed. A person feeling depressed, feeling defeated or hopeless, must be just as invested in their healing as they are when attending to a cut. As metaphysicians, we don't believe in miracles per se. We believe that physics explains what happens in the visible universe, and metaphysics, or natural law, explains the invisible universe. A metaphysical principle that helps explain the ability to heal is the law of vibration. In the Kabbalion by Hermes, the principle of vibration is explained. Nothing rests. Everything moves. Everything vibrates. Everything is in motion. This principle explains that the differences between the manifestations of matter, energy, mind, and even spirit result largely from varying rates of vibration. From the all, God, which is pure spirit, down to the most dense form of matter, everything vibrates. The higher the vibration, the higher the position on the scale, closer to pure spirit. Between these two poles, there are millions upon millions of varying degrees of vibration. This is true on the physical plane, the mental plane, and the spiritual plane. Our bodies, our skin, our individual organs all vibrate at their own unique frequency. Our thoughts, our emotions, our contemplation of spiritual matters are vibrations. Healing is returning whatever needs healing to its own unique vibration. Be it a physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual issue, the healing is to create the proper vibration. This is important. Our vibrations all begin with our thoughts. The universe is mental. In our substantial reality, everything we experience is a manifestation of our thoughts. We co-create with God with infinite intelligence. A part of infinite intelligence is that we have the ability to influence our reality. Our thoughts, words, and actions, combined with the physical and metaphysical laws of the universe, create our reality. A few weeks ago, I was doing a phone consultation with an individual. We did a long body relaxation exercise in a meditation. After the meditation, the person said he felt like his left foot totally relaxed and melted into the floor. He had no idea he was holding stress in his foot. Our meditation, directing each part of his body to relax, released stress, and allowed his foot to find a balanced state. His experiencing that he can assist, allow, healing has resulted in specific improvements in chronic headaches and other issues that have affected his ability to drive. His physical and mental health have materially improved by directing his attention to allowing his body to relax and find its natural state, its natural vibration. Let's do an exercise. If you would get comfortable and close your eyes. Take a few breaths and relax. Think of something that has brought you joy in your life. It might be a person, a place, an activity that brought you joy. Think about this thing that created joy in your life. Now feel in your chest the feeling of joy. Relive the experience. Allow yourself to smile. Feel the vibration of joy. Now, if you would release this exercise and gently allow your consciousness to return to the service. Our thoughts can create an emotion that we can feel mentally, physically, and emotionally. When we physically have a cut, our thoughts immediately begin the healing process. We know what to do and that we will be successful. We also know that we must continue the treatment of the cut until it is fully healed. There are 4 elements in this thought process: the desire to be healed, the knowledge of what to do, the willpower to do what needs to be done and continue the care until the process is complete. And 4th, there must be complete faith that your knowledge, your effort, and God's infinite intelligence will heal the wound. To be healed, a person must have the desire to be healed. You must understand what it is you want. You must identify the state physically or mentally, that you desire. When you see a cut on your hand, you know your desire is to see the skin perfect and healthy, just like the rest of your skin. The knowledge. We learn throughout our lives what actions help us to recover when we are sick or are hurt physically or emotionally. We learn by our mistakes. By the constant use of our intelligence, we cause our faculties to grow so strong and alert that in time, we are able to avoid future errors. Also, if we do not know what the proper action is, each of us has the ability to ask someone or research those things we don't know. Willpower. You need the willpower to do what is needed. You need to direct your attention to your own healing. You need to have the willpower to temporarily set aside other matters and take care of yourself. It may be as simple as you must drive to the drugstore and buy what is needed. It may be you need to stop worrying or make a decision so you can move on with your life. Whatever the situation and the decision, you must have the willpower to continue the healing process until you are healed. Faith. You must have the faith that when you exert the desire and the willpower, that the universe will do its part. You must also have faith that trial and error is a natural part of the equation. You must have faith in yourself. Using the example of a cut on our hand, it is relatively easy to understand how desire, willpower, knowledge, and faith will allow our body to heal itself. There are many physical illnesses that man does not fully understand, such as cancer, COVID-19, mental and emotional issues are just a few examples that are not fully understood and more difficult to identify and heal than a cut on the hand. This leads us back to the human quest to understand the physical and natural laws of the universe. Scientists and doctors all over the world are on a constant quest to understand many kinds of disease. Directing our attention to the natural laws, the laws of human behavior, we have all experienced the emotions of grief, sadness, worry, heartbreak, and many other emotions. Human emotions are difficult to identify, classify, and understand what a healed emotion or a proper emotion to any situation might be. Through observation and trial and error, we have learned that if we continually think about those things that cause us pain or angst, we will live in that state of mind, and that is how our life will be experienced. If our habitual thoughts or actions are not creating solutions, then we need to change our thoughts and actions. There's the famous quote, "Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result is the definition of insanity." Thoughts create positive and negative vibrations. Thinking the positive thought is key. I like using the simple exercise called the now exercise. It was developed by a good friend of mine, Jim Green. When you catch yourself thinking a negative thought or a non-productive thought, a thought that causes stress or angst, stop yourself by mentally saying now. Then mentally say, "I choose to think," and make your decision where you want to direct your attention. And physically smile. Smile because you know you have the power to direct your attention. In this 3-second process, you can change a non-productive thought into a productive thought. The physical smile reinforces the new thought. You can use this simple exercise over extended periods of time to actually alter your habitual thinking patterns. This process can work if used consistently. Physical laws explain how our skin grows by generating new skin cells. Natural law explains how we can heal emotional wounds in our lives. Understanding natural law gives us the knowledge needed to properly direct our desire and willpower. Now, natural law is relatively easy to understand, but applying natural law to real-life situations can be difficult. This is especially true because a pattern of habitual, non-productive, or even destructive thinking is what has allowed an emotional wound to fester and fail to heal. After recognizing a non-productive thought, the method is to redirect your attention. You direct your thought to the opposite quality or feeling of a non-productive thought. Examples could be the cure for fear is a consciousness of bravery. The cure for anger could be a consciousness of peace. For weakness, a consciousness of strength. And for sickness, a consciousness of health. For hate, a consciousness of love. If the fear is concerning financial matters, you might direct your attention to specific ways to reduce spending, earn more money, maybe arrange a meeting with a financial consultant. While all of us are subject to the same natural laws, each of us is unique. No two are alike. It is important to understand this statement in its most profound sense. The necessity to truly know thyself is paramount in personal healing. Natural law applies to how we think and the results of our thoughts. What we think and what we believe are our individual choices. Let me repeat, each of us must take the time to know ourselves and know when healing comes in the form of restoration. Throughout the New Testament, Jesus frequently leaves the disciples and crowds and goes alone to pray and meditate. Jesus needed to constantly reconnect with God energy. The same way we attend classes and services and meditate and pray at home, Jesus would take time away from his daily life and reconnect, restore and rebalance his energy. Why would he need this time alone? Scripture helps to provide answers. In Mark chapter 5, verses 25 through 30, and I'll paraphrase a few, Jesus is walking through a crowd. A woman who's been chronically sick for years touches his robe, expecting healing. Immediately she was well, and she felt in her body that she was healed of her disease. Jesus instantly knew that some power had gone out of him, so he turned around to the people and said, "Who touched my garments?" The disciples said to him, "You see the people pressing against you, and yet you say, 'Who touched me?'" Jesus was looking around to see who had done this. The woman, frightened and trembling because she knew what had happened to her, came and fell before him and told him the truth. So ends the reading. The woman, by merely touching Jesus' robe, instantly drained power away from him. Her intention was to be healed and to get the healing from Jesus, and she was successful. The woman touching Jesus' robe drained his power. What things in your life can take away your power, your sense of peace? What things can leave you feeling drained? We encounter many situations that can create angst in our lives. Grief, sadness, angry people, poor health, stress at work, financial problems, and heartbreak are just a few of the things we encounter. Our health and peace of mind can and are affected by the situations around us. It is human nature to continually think about those things that cause us pain in an honest effort to relieve the pain and to restore our power. If we dwell on our problems and worries and don't take any productive action, we attract those painful vibrations into our lives. Misery loves company. Natural law states that we attract into our lives what we think about. This is really important. To heal emotionally, we need to think about the cure, the opposite of the negative condition we find ourselves in. We create our reality with our thoughts. I'd like to do another exercise, a short exercise. Close your eyes. Think about something in your life that has continually caused angst. It might be finances, old family issues, self-image, or an old relationship that did not end well. If you would choose an issue that caused causes you angst. Now consider what would be the opposite of your normal thoughts about this issue. Our examples were, if fear, bravery, if anger, peace, if weakness, strength, if sadness, joy. Choose an issue that causes angst. Now decide what would be the opposite emotion would be. What would be a productive thought or decision that can bring correcting the situation, that can begin correcting the situation or begin a healing process? Close your eyes. Think about the situation that's caused you angst. Mentally, clearly say to yourself, I choose to think now of only a productive solution. Think and feel the solution. Feel the empowering emotion from redirecting your attention. Physically smile. Please return your thoughts to the service. Each of us has the power to change how we view and live our lives. Each of us is unique and must know ourselves to work on the parts of our lives we want to improve, those parts we want to heal and to restore. With desire, knowledge, willpower, and faith, you can change anything in your life. It sounds simple, but we know that changing habits is not simple. If you want to change how you feel about yourself, how you feel about your spouse, your job, your church, or any issue in your life, you need to start by thinking about it. Concentrate on the way you want to think and feel. Act on your constructive decisions. You can create your desired reality. In closing, Matthew chapter 7, verse 7. Ask, and it shall be given to you. Seek, and you shall find. Knock, and it shall be opened to you. For whoever asks receives, and he who seeks finds, and to him who knocks the door is opened. Blessings.